All right. We've got the one and only James Chester here on the Expert Speaker Podcast, creator of Chiro Hustle Podcast. He's the world's greatest chiropractic salesman, and he's going to tell us today the legend of how you can get 28 prepaid clients for just 33 bucks a day. Welcome to the show, James.
Hey, man. Thank you for having me. I think that we're going to light this place up and help a lot of people.
You are a legend, a living legend, the actual best chiropractic salesman in the world. From trade shows to now the modern trade show, internet marketing, and pay-per-click ads. So give us the backstory. How did you become the world's greatest chiropractic salesman?
Cool intro, man. Thank you. First of all, I didn't intend on doing any of this. I was working at a piano bar, slanging drinks, and the guy that was working my door, taking IDs and taking money at the time, was going to chiropractic college. And I grew up in Davenport, Iowa, which many of your listeners will get a huge backstory now, is that's where the chiropractic profession started. So I grew up in the hometown of chiropractic, and just happened that I was 30 years old 13 years ago, and the guy that I was working with was going to go open up a chiropractic office. He said, "Hey, man, why don't you give up on this life that you're living and come up and work at this chiropractic office with me?" I said, "Bro, I don't know anything about chiropractic except for when I get adjusted, I feel better." He goes, "Perfect. I'll teach you everything else you need to know." So the long story short is I went up and started working in his office, but it wasn't just doing the rehab tech work. He had me going out on the weekends, hustling new patients. So in the day they called them chiropractic screenings, which it was awful. Like anybody that's ever gone out in a 10 by 10 booth and has to screen people and find their problems and talk to them in public, it's not fun, and it slows down, and it's a broken system. They've been doing this stuff since probably 1930.
What do you mean? What do you mean when you say it slows down? What do you mean by that?
Well, if you talk to somebody and they come up and they tell you all their health concerns and you're trying to like sign them up to come in for an office visit, you slow down the process of helping this person because there's nothing you can really do out in the open market.
Yeah.
Except for getting them into come to the office. So I switched the whole process of this whole 1930s system called chiropractic screenings, and I turned them into chiropractic sales events. So scheduling events. So I'd go out, I figured out the best way to gamify something in the open market, like a farmer's market or a health expo. And I started seeing numbers that no one's ever seen before, just because I switched a few different things. I put gamification into it, and I sped up the sales cycle so fast that people would schedule with me at record pace. And I wasn't sitting there trying to identify what their concerns were. So I got past the whole screening thing and I went right to the scheduling thing.
So what changes did you make?
Well, what I did is I worked in a chiropractic clinic for almost 6 years between Chicago and Denver. And on the weekends, I was the guy that had to go out and do all the chopping wood and carrying water. And I call it harvesting the community. I had to go out and harvest the community for new patients.
Okay.
So what happened is I realized I didn't like doing that. I had to figure out a better way to do it to get us better results.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing today to try to figure out how to grow our other business that we'll talk about eventually. But
yeah,
what had happened is I quit working in the office and I went out in between January 12th of 2016. In the next 36 months, I did 600 of these scheduling events. So I was doing 28 events a month, averaging 82 new patients a month. So,
okay, so
what I do different,
yeah, tell me, yeah,
is I broke it down to where I had more fun with people. I found out what was going on. I had some really quick qualifiers. I said, "Did you injure yourself? Are you doing anything for this? Have you ever considered chiropractic?" After they filled out the little survey form and told me what was going on. And then I said, "Great, you're qualified to come in and see us. When would you like to come do that?"
Okay.
So I sped up the whole process of really them talking to me about their concerns. I said, "Cool, this is what you're going to get. Would you like to hear that part?"
Yeah.
you're going to pay me 20 bucks today. You're going to get 2 visits at the office. The first visit, we're going to do a full exam, consultation, health history, and an insurance verification if you have it. If not, no problem. Second visit, you're going to come back in. We're going to tell you what we found. We're going to tell you how we can help you. We're going to tell you how much concern there is. If you like us, you think we're a good fit, you'll stick with us. If you come for those first 2 visits, you realize it's not the right place for you, there's no strings attached for further care, but I guarantee you one thing, you're going to like us. So I sing song these people through this whole sales cycle. And before I know it, I've closed people in 2 minutes. I had them fill out a half a sheet of paper where they tell me what's going on. I ask them if they injured themselves, if they're doing anything for it, if they've ever considered chiropractic. I qualify them. I tell them what they're going to get. They're all in. And 70% of these people show up to their first visit.
You're collecting 20 bucks. You're doing it in 2 minutes. They're getting to learn about what's going on with them from a doctor, getting a recommendation after the analysis on a second visit. And you're getting people to walk through the door, not once, but twice. And then it's on to the chiropractor to deliver value and invite them to invest deeper and become a lifelong client.
Oh yeah. And here's the thing, at the end of that thing, I say, what we call this is the relationship builder. We're here to earn your business and render you a positive service. I know that you have something going on. I don't live in your body, so I don't know how you really feel. But once again, I guarantee we can help you. So then I close out. I say, okay, this is the day you're coming in. This is the date you're coming in. This is our location. This is the time we picked for you. If you have any questions, here's our web address. Here's our phone number. We will send you out a couple emails between now and then. We will text you a few times between now and then, just to make sure that everything's confirmed. And here's your certificate. Treat it like cash because that's what you paid for it. And promise me one thing, you'll show up so we can help you. I high five them and I say, all right, there's a smiley face on your certificate because I like you. See you at the office.
I love all these little touches, James.
It's brilliant. I mean, I did this 600 times in 2.5 years, and I had to figure out the best way to get people to show up.
I'd love to see you in action at a booth.
It's fun.
Yeah. And as you were sharing with me before we pressed record, it's a lot of work to work a booth. And you figured out a way to, from the comfort of your computer with the magic of the internet, send a stream of prepaid clients into any doctor's office, any chiropractor's office. We were talking about gyms could do this, health food stores can do this. So this is what we're really excited about to learn from you. What I love about your method before is that you're sending in customers who've paid. And I'm a big believer that something changes when you go from unpaid to paid. Someone showing up for free is not the same as someone showing up who's paid 20 bucks. 20 bucks is not a lot of money, but it changes things. They're a client now. So I love that you have kind of cracked the code on internet traffic to send paid clients walking through the door. So tell us all about that.
Well, before we get into that, here's the secret sauce behind how I get so many people to schedule with the old method. Yeah. At the end of it, when they're all ready to go, I say, is there anybody else you know that would benefit from this offer today? If you do, I can schedule you in 2 more family members for 40 bucks. So if you have a kid that wants to come in, or if you have a significant other that you think should be coming in with you, it's just 20 more bucks and we'll schedule the whole family. So that's like McDonald's asking, would you like fries with this back in the day?
So for an extra $20, they could get 2 more, total of 3 people.
Yep. And I tell you, I get more back end signups than I do front end signups. Because I bundle them together and then I pop them over to the person that's there helping me schedule. And then we schedule the whole family.
So you're closing the $20 sale and you're sending them over to someone at the booth with you to get them in the calendar.
Yep.
Love it. And they're leaving with a certificate with a smiley face on it because
I like them. And then I high five them and I say, promise me one thing, that you'll show up so we can help you.
Promise me one thing, that you'll show up so we can help you. Do I have your word? Shake on it.
High
All
five.
Right. Yeah.
See you guys at the office.
Love that. You probably have so many ways of getting people to stop at your booth. What have you found to be most effective? Is it signage? Is it strobe lights? Is it chocolate? Is it music? How do you get people to actually stop at the booth?
I wave at everybody. I tell people 2 visits for $20. Don't miss your chance. Let me know if we can help you out. Who's looking for a great chiropractor? And I just keep on that same rhetoric, that same method until it's time to go, until somebody stops. I have a little spinning wheel with me that has different prizes on it that draws kids over. The kids will spin it. The parents will be like, oh, what did we win? Oh, I guess a family package. Would you like to hear about that? Yeah, we'd like to hear about that. And I tell them what they get. And I'm like, it's the best money you spend all day. This is one of my favorite lines. I took an Uber here today and it cost me $20 to get here in an Uber. You get to go see a doctor 2 times with all these services to find out what's going on with you.
I bet you're the
So
first one. I bet you're the first one to set up your booth, and I bet you're the last one to leave. Is that true?
I actually like it when my clients set the booth up for
Yeah.
me. But yeah, they do. They usually have to usher me out of there and tell me it's
Yeah.
closing time.
Yeah. So you've innovated on the old model that was called chiropractic screening that takes a long time. And now I really understand why you said slow down, because you're now face-to-face scheduling not one, not two, but 3 appointments or 3 people in 2 minutes and collecting payments. That really sounds like a really innovated, and you really perfected that. And now you're doing something similar, but online.
Yeah, I call it's old school marketing meets new school marketing. And we took a lot of these same tactics that I followed and we basically put it to the digital world. And now what we're doing is we're figuring out how to crack the code for practitioners to drive in traffic through Facebook and Instagram ads. And like you said, when you did the opener, we send in 28 new clients prepaid every month on $33 a day. Or if you want rounded number, it's $1,000 a month in ad spend.
So we put $1,000 into the ad machine. Break down for me, what are the steps? Is this like a landing page with a funnel, with a video, and then what are they paying? And they're coming. What are they expecting when they're walking in?
So what we realize is that people want something different. And the whole time, as you opened up with, you told people that I run a podcast for chiropractic. But what I realized is that the market was flooded with chiropractic ad agencies. And my team there's 5 of us that run this business did not want to do another discount ad for chiropractic services. So one of our partners was a highly successful weight loss practice in Chicago. And we basically signed up the 5 of us to start this business based off of his success. One of my partners, Ed, he had been doing Facebook ads for 15 years. Like before there was like a real ads platform, he figured out how to run traffic to anything. So when we all started talking, we said, okay, Dr. Gareth, you're the avatar. We're going to follow everything that you've done to be a record winning weight loss office. How did you do it? He's like, well, we had this red light that helps with body contouring, and it helps with melting the fat off of someone's body, and it helps reshape and helps tighten and tone skin, and it helps with stretch marks and dimples and unsightly things that people want to go away. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And what we did is we built a business based on people coming in for a red light therapy ad that now are learning how we teach the offices how to upsell into a red light therapy package to help with tightening and toning and contouring of the body. And we teach them how to upsell into a weight loss product as well. So that's really how our clients are making an additional $18,000 on average every month with $1,000 in ad spend. So for that $33 a day, they have a magic piggy bank that they can pull money out of every month. And on average, the numbers get better. If you do it for a year with us, you make an additional $204,000 every year that you work with us. And I think that when you said about cracking the code for internet traffic, people want something new. They want something that can help them feel better, not only look better, but I think self-esteem is a huge thing attached to this. That if you can help with the self-esteem of somebody that has stretch marks or mommy tummy or cellulite, Now we're making people feel better about themselves, and it just makes a healthier person. And then we teach them how to cut the weight off, and that makes a healthier person. So not only are we changing that one practice's life, we're changing that person's life, which has a downstream effect of changing that whole family's life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not only about the money. Like I really don't like it that people think that all we're attached to is money for them. I like the life effect. I like it when we can change somebody's life. And
Yeah,
then on the backside of that, they get rewarded handsomely financially.
love that. So thoughts are popping up in my mind, James. Like, I mean, I'm not in the clinic business at all, but I'm feeling like I should get one of these red light contours, just because I know you can send me 28 clients a month, and I know when 28 prepaid people walk through a door, there's a lot you can offer them in terms of packages and services and additional support. I suppose my question, if I'm a practitioner, if I'm a chiropractor, I would say something like, yeah, that's nice, but would it work for me? Might not work for me because I live in a rural city, or it might not work for me because people around here don't pay for things like red light therapies and such. So how do you go about determining if someone's clinic is a good fit for this added service?
I'm glad you asked. We do an exhaustive onboarding process and application process to make sure that that clinic's an ideal fit for us. We don't
Yeah.
just take anybody because our reputation's attached to their success. And like I was telling you off camera, we make our income based on the sale of this ad. We basically go out and partner with these clinics to make sure that we're optimally successful for them. Because if we don't make money on that ad, then we don't get paid. So it's a pay to play system for us. And we partner with this clinic to make sure that they're getting prepaid people coming in. Our ads are effective for them because that's how we make our revenue. So if we were to say, hey, Majeed, get your red light and start your brick and mortar and put it in your massage room, and good luck. No, it's not the case. We actually created a whole training course called Lipo U, where we
Mm.
teach people in the office that it's mandatory for the practicing physician and their office staff to watch it before we'll actually work with them. So they have to do one layer better and qualify themselves as a functional office to say that they've finished the training in order for us to actually start running traffic for them. Because we don't want them to get into this mess where we start sending in 50 new clients in the first month and then they get snagged up and don't know how to convert these people, and everything is a mess. So
Yeah.
we've done enough of these onboards that we clear up any of these types of questions that you would have asked to make sure that the person is ideal for us. And it's crazy. We have turned down more clients than we've taken because we want to make sure that we're only working with the people that qualify to work with us.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So what does a clinic need to bring on a red light like this and start getting clients walking through the door?
So we have an onboarding form that I can give you. It's a type form. It takes about 5 minutes for somebody to fill it out. It basically gives us their information. We set up a call with them. We determine, because we work with multiple red light vendors, what their budget is for the red light and what effectiveness that they want to get from that system, to where we're basically a concierge for them to let them know what light to buy, who to go to as a vendor. So we make that part easy for them. And then we set it all up to where they're set, and then we get all their creative going. It takes about 2 weeks to go from the point where you meet us and do the type form to the point where your red light gets delivered, to the point that you go through the training with us and we get everything tied up with all the social media, and then we start pumping in new patients to you. So the upstart's pretty fast if people are compliant and take this very seriously and do it as we suggest to them to do it, and they don't like sit on their hands and drag their heels. But it could take up to a month too if we have like an office that's super busy already and they don't have everything dialed in when we ask them to do it. But I think once it comes to them selecting the red light, we run the traffic to them, they follow through and study Lipo U, And then we can teach them how to upsell into red light packages, and we can teach them how to upsell into weight loss product as well.
Okay. And if they say, I don't know, James, I'm not really good at sales. We don't sell packages. We crack people's backs for $50 a pop. And we've been doing that for the last 20 years. I don't know about selling packages. What do you say?
I would say I'm glad that that's a concern for you, but I'll tell you that 20% of the people that come in for this red light therapy become chiropractic patients too. And that's where we really win, is because now you're getting a steady stream of new patients that are going to convert into chiropractic care also. So now you have this money vertical that's making an additional $18,000 a month, and you're getting 20% of that traffic to convert over into chiropractic patients. So I think it's a win-win-win all around.
Yeah. Before we were talking, and I think that's a huge opportunity with chiropractic, is there's just so many people walking through the door. And whether they're walking in for chiropractic and discover the red light, or whether they're walking in for the red light and discover the chiropractic, you're sending people through the door, average about one a day, new. Now, we were talking about, what other beyond chiropractic would be a good fit for this service that you offer, which is sending clients every single day. You mentioned gyms, and you mentioned clinics that have an extra room, and you called it the money room. Tell me, what is the money room?
Well, I look at estheticians and functional medicine doctors also as would be ideal clients for us.
Yeah.
Just say that you have an additional 500 square foot room that maybe had a massage in there, or it's kind of like a storage room even. You can take that stuff out of storage and buy yourself a little storage unit at like a storage facility, and you can turn that room into a money generating room inside of your office. Instead of holding like, stuff you don't use, now you can get this red light, put it into a room, and you can actually turn that into one of your highest profitable rooms in your entire clinic. So the money room is the red light therapy room, where you get patients on autopilot that show up, you put them into the system, and now that room is generating more money than the storage room would. And you can just go put yourself in, you can put it in your basement if you care to.
Yeah.
I don't care where you put the stuff. Just, you should move it out of your practice and use that square footage for income.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this now and you have a clinic, or if you have a room, if you're a gym, I feel like this would be a good fit for a health food store. You got to turn that room into a money room. Love it. Okay. So let's say my neighbor down the street, kids in high school, says I could do Facebook ads, and I want to hire him to get me clients. What's different about your approach than other people selling Facebook ads?
Well, we created this business as everybody, our avatar is Dr. Gareth in his practice. We treat everyone like they were our partners. And we treat everybody as if they were in business with us, because they are. And you can, sure, go have your neighbor's cousin's brother run Facebook ad for you. And what's going to happen is they're going to get snagged up and not know how to fix stuff. Or the ad in the marketing world, we call it ad fatigue. Like the thing that you're doing it sometime and it worked doesn't work a week later. So we have a team of experts that work with us that make sure that our clients don't get ad fatigue. And we have guys that just specifically work on creative to make sure that what worked once will work as we keep going forward. So, there's no magic bullet to marketing, but you have to continuously figure out where things start to like not work, and you have to continuously like tweak it and turn it. And I call them wrench turners. Like, we have a team of digital wrench turners, and they just keep on servicing the ads and make sure that they perform well, because once again, if we don't perform, we don't get paid.
Yeah. All right. I feel like we've covered a lot, and I love that we could go right into the details of how this actually works. I'd love to know a little bit about your podcast, the Chiro Hustle. You've done a lot of interviews on the Chiro Hustle, and I'd love to know what you've learned from being a podcaster and what that podcast is all about.
Well, I started out as a documentary filmmaker after I went out and I did all these sales. And if you go to chirohustle.com, you can go down and scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, and you can download our 2 chiropractic documentaries for free. First one's called Chiropractic, the documentary. Pretty clever name. And then the second one's called Project Patient. The first one's a 2-hour film. Second one's a 55-minute film. So these things are ideal for education. And between film 1 and film 2 is when we started Chiro Hustle. I was like, if we're going to like really move into the education space for chiropractic, then why don't we do repeat process that we did for film 1 and film 2 and just interview everyone under the sun that has a story about this healing art profession. So I made it my objective to do 365 interviews in 2018. And I did that. Not all of them made Chiro Hustle episodes. A lot of them were just random events that I would show up to, and I'd bring my microphone and I'd set up like a mobile interview station, and I would do 10 interviews a day. And then I'd do 10 interviews the next day. Then I'd do 10 interviews the next day. And I was just creating positive content for the chiropractic profession. We just recorded episode 412 of the actual podcast yesterday. And I've done over 1,100 interviews in 4 years of chiropractors. What I've learned, and this is my advice to anybody that's considering podcasting, never think about your first 10, always think about your first 100. Because if you think about putting out one episode a week, 100 is going to get you 2 years. And that's when you know that you're there to stay. If you're going to do it just for novelty, I wouldn't even recommend doing it, just because it's not going to really make an impact for you. But I will also tell you that if you want to have like the idea of celebrity status within any vertical, any interest, any network, you can start a podcast, and within 3 to 5 years, you'll become one of the most popular people, one of the most well-known people in any industry that you choose.
That's good advice. And that's, I don't know anybody who is so, what's the word I'm looking for? Prolific as you. 10 interviews a day, man. 365 interviews. You don't play small. You go big.
Thank you.
Love that. Love that. All right, James, any final thoughts you'd like to share with us? Nugget of wisdom, words of encouragement, anything else?
I never did any of this work for the money. I did it because there's a bigger cause out there. And if we don't tell people the truth about chiropractic, then somebody else will close them for drugs or surgery. And I know that people are out there sick and dying. And if we don't go out there and tell them the truth, then they get programming on their television. Like millions and billions of dollars are pumped into misinformation to people. And if I can go out there and save a few lives with the work that I do, then I've done what my sole genius was meant to do. And that was to help people. And that's why everything that I've ever done since day one, since I got into the chiropractic profession, it was never about money. It was always about helping people. And that's why what we do works so well, and why we have such a great association with so many different groups, is because people know that I do it for the right reasons. And if it was all about the money, then we wouldn't even have a business. But we did it because we wanted to help more people with the services that we figured out that would work for them. So it's about relationships to me. And I think that if anybody ever wants to get better at anything in this world, give everybody what they ever wanted and never ask for anything.
There you have it. James Chester, the legend, the living legend, the world's greatest chiro salesman, right here. Thank you. And now you know, ladies and gentlemen, how to get 28 clients in a month, prepaid. They're on $33 a day. And if you got a room that doesn't have a red light therapy in it, you might want to turn it into a money room. Give James a call. Thank you, James.
Thanks for having me today. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you for listening to the Expert Speaker Podcast. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and leave us a rating so that more people can discover the Expert Speaker Podcast, and so more people can be empowered to share their message. Be sure to go to www.expertspeaker.com and take the masterclass to learn how to grow your business and make money speaking. It's totally free and will change your business. If you're ready to work with Expert Speaker, you can apply. Just go to expertspeaker.com/apply, and someone from our team will be in touch with you to help you grow your business with public speaking. That's expertspeaker.com/apply. We'll see you in the next episode.